Good morning. Welcome to Thursday. From the National Weather Service office in Pocatello, I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith with another edition of your weather hazard briefing for Southeast Idaho. Very similar to what we showed you yesterday, the dry cold front is gone. The windy conditions we saw across portions of Southeast Idaho yesterday afternoon and evening are gone. We're still kind of left in this bimodal two-pattern setup here for the next few days. So pattern number one, dry conditions, really gorgeous early fall weather here across Southeast Idaho. It's going to hold on for today. It's going to hold on again for Friday. Temperature-wise, it's actually going to hold on for Saturday, although we're going to be starting to move into a new pattern with a storm system moving in. But at least for today and Friday, really the only hazard that we're looking at out there is some patchy frost. This morning, we'll see a repeat performance of that Friday morning as well. I'll show you the areas that are most at risk for that here in just a moment. Otherwise, temperatures near to just slightly below normal for late September. Again, lots of sunshine, a few clouds out there as well, but dry conditions, really beautiful early fall weather here for 2 more days. Now, that weekend storm system that we've been talking about here in the briefing and on social media, it's still coming. Pattern number 2, colder, wetter conditions still expected generally for a fairly long duration here, kind of the Saturday into Sunday into Monday, maybe some showers lingering into Tuesday as well with this system. We've seen a few trends here as far as which days are going to be worse, though. I'll show you that here in just a moment. But again, long duration storm system, multiple rounds of showers, some rain out there, multiple rounds of rain as well. A little bit of snow mixing in above pass level, particularly in the central mountains. We'll touch on that as well. High temperatures only reaching the 50s, even down into our lower elevation population centers by Monday. So not a huge change in our expectation there either. Couple things we've noted here, a couple slight trends in our model guidance as we look at the weather risk outlook. First, there's that patchy morning frost potential in portions of the Snake Plain and the eastern Magic Valley. I'll talk about that more in just a moment, but that'll be with us this morning, where we do have a frost advisory out tomorrow morning as well. A little bit of uncertainty with some cloud cover floating around, but I think for some spots, temperatures will still be cold enough for a repeat performance of some of that frost. Here comes our storm system. A couple things I'll point out here. One, we're generally expecting fairly minor impacts out of this. Snow is going to be very high elevation. For the most part, it's going to be above pass level, not expecting major impacts to things like transportation from the snow aspect. Rain. We're going to get some beneficial rainfall out of this, and I think it's really going to lean more beneficial than hazardous for most areas. We're not right now expecting any widespread flood threat for most of Southeast Idaho. Rainfall rates shouldn't get too out of hand. Again, for most areas, it's just going to be maybe a nuisance and inconvenient if you're trying to do some outdoor activities or travel here over the weekend. But again, generally impacts are going to be somewhat limited with that. The other thing we've noticed here, if you're looking for a washout, if you're looking for a day that just looks very wet, best chance for larger areas of rain persisting for much of the day, Sunday is starting to stand out as your day. So for Saturday here, we've backed off to more showery activity here for our wording as opposed to rain. There may be a couple thunderstorms embedded in this as well. And also we've added some breezy wording here for many areas across the Southeast Idaho region. As it looks like the winds will be picking up a little bit here Saturday afternoon and evening. Sunday, rain, areas of rain, widespread shower activity. Many areas may be seeing precipitation for a good portion of the day on Sunday. Monday, we back off again to more showery, hit and miss activity. So again, Sunday starting to stand out as your best chance for widespread rain with showery activity running around on either side of that, both on Saturday and on Monday, and not shown here. Possibly Tuesday, a few showers lingering for a few spots as well, particularly in the eastern highlands. So we'll touch on that a little bit more tomorrow as it creeps into our outlook here. Satellite loop, not much to show you this morning. Again, quiet, fairly gorgeous conditions here for a couple more days before the storm system approaches the Pacific Northwest. Watches, warnings, and advisories. If you're headed west to Boise, you're headed north into Montana, up toward Bozeman, if you're headed over to Jackson, down to Salt Lake City, nothing really showing up here for weather hazards, with the exception of this blue shading here right in our forecast area where we do have a frost advisory this morning. that is in effect for portions of Craters of the Moon, the Arco Desert up into the Mud Lake area. This is where we have the best chance at seeing a little bit of frost out there this morning. So hopefully if you're in that area, you've taken some precautions if you need to for outdoor sensitive vegetation. Let's touch on those temperatures right off the bat here. So over on the left, these are our expected low temperatures as you wake up and head out this morning. You can see most of the region getting down into the 30s. There's some 40s, a little bit warmer conditions across portions of the southern highlands. Some of this is particularly as you go up a little bit in elevation, but up here across the, again, Craters of the Moon, Arco Desert, Mud Lake, we see some lighter shading where temperatures of about 33 to 36 are forecast. So we're getting very close to freezing in a few of these spots. That's where your best chance of frost is. Also, I'd keep an eye out here north of Shoshone up toward the Haley area. Temperatures will be supportive of maybe some patchy frost there. And as you head to the northwest of Rexburg, maybe to the northwest of St. Anthony, some spots too getting fairly close to freezing within a few degrees there. May have to contend with a few spots of patchy frost. As we jump over to the right here, over to the right-hand side of the screen, these numbers look very similar. These are our forecast low temperatures again for Friday morning. Some models showing just a hint of cloud cover running around, so that introduces a touch of uncertainty as to whether that will keep us a few degrees warmer. But our official forecast, again, calling for some coverage of about 32, 33, up to 36 degrees low temperatures here in the morning. And again, you can see the same general areas, maybe a little bit better coverage up here to the north and west of Rexburg and Idaho Falls, getting within a few degrees of freezing there. So definitely bear that in mind if you have some vegetation that you need to cover or bring inside, as we'll be seeing that out there again Friday morning. High temperatures today as we head into the afternoon, looking, again, gorgeous is the best word we can use to describe these readings. 60s just about everywhere across southeast Idaho, 66 up in Salmon, 58, a little bit cooler, as is often the case up in Island Park. And we'll get into the upper 60s, 67 or so down toward Burley, Minidoka, and Pocatello. So again, really gorgeous temperatures out there for early fall today. Friday, we'll add just a couple degrees. Again, we're standing by. We're waiting for that weekend storm system to arrive. We'll have the winds actually trending from more of a westerly flow to a southwesterly flow, and we'll bring just a hint of warmer air in here. But again, most of our mountain areas getting into the 60s will maybe reach the low 70s in the eastern Magic Valley over into the Raft River region, over toward Pocatello, down to McCammon and Montpelier as well. Saturday, we start to shave just a couple degrees off from west to east, but a lot of areas still ending up in the 60s to even some low 70s here along the I-15 corridor. So those cooler temperatures are going to really take their time coming into the region with this weekend storm. And as we told you just a moment ago, Saturday is looking like a more showery day, kind of an introduction to this new pattern, whereas Sunday, as I step forward here one slide, here's where we really start to cut those temperatures down and we bring more widespread rainfall into southeast Idaho. So high temperature readings here largely in the 50s for Sunday afternoons, definitely going to feel like fall. And stepping ahead to Monday, holding steady with most locations, even lower elevation population centers ending up in the mid to upper 50s for our warmest temperatures Monday afternoon, again with some shower activity continuing. We'll wrap up here with look at snow and rainfall. This is rainfall accumulations, storm total rainfall expectations here for the Saturday into Sunday into Monday 3-day period. You can see down here in lower elevations from the eastern Magic Valley up the Snake Plain, generally expecting about a 1/4 to 1/2 inch right now over that 3-day period. A little bit darker shading as we head into our mountain regions, generally 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. And these really darker green spots you can see here in a few mountain areas where we may see 1 inch of total rainfall out of the system. Again, we're leaning beneficial on this, not so much a huge flood issue or significantly hazardous weather for travel, but more just a soaking beneficial rainfall, very similar to the last storm that we had that came through the region a week and a half ago. And if you're looking for snow, it's going to be high elevation. Those who are heading out into the backcountry, particularly above pass level across the central mountains, do expect to see some snow accumulation. maybe Galena Summit. Temperatures are going to be really marginal. We'll see if we can get some flakes down there to the highway at Galena Summit. But heading down below that, if you're looking for snowfall in many of our mountain population centers here, this isn't your storm. We're just a little too early in the season. Temperatures a little too marginal with this one. And that's what we're looking at here for the next few days. Again, enjoy the next couple days. Expect that colder, wetter weather to start moving in Saturday, but especially Sunday into Monday across Southeast Idaho. That's it for your hazard briefing this morning. As always, we're here 24/7 if you have questions, comments, or concerns for us. And everybody have a great Thursday.